guys, it's Caroline Rose, and I'm going to show you my evening routine. So I'm a big believer in setting yourself up for success, and I think that starts in the evening, and I'm really dedicated to setting myself up in the evening for a great productive morning. So I'm going to go through some of my favorite products, but first I'm just going to talk you over my evening routine. So one thing is, when I come in from the end of the day, I always clean out my purse. So I go grab my briefcase or my purse, whatever I carried that day. I take everything out of it, make sure I take all the envelopes, anything that I was supposed to mail that day or I got in the mail that day. I take all my checkbooks out, all the receipts out, and I just clean out the purse and I leave it on the kitchen table. If I don't feel like organizing it that night, I will be sure to do it in the morning. If I'm headed straight to bed, I fill up a glass of water with lots of ice and set it on my bedside table. I take all of my medications, which I'll talk about, one of my favorite supplements here, but I make sure to take all of them. I of course brush my teeth before I go to bed, and I change into pajamas, and then I make sure that I tidy up my bedroom. So I don't want any clothes laying on the ground. I want all my blankets folded, my closet doors shut, just so I feel a sense of accomplishment going to bed. I also really love that if all the dishes are done and the house is tidied up, but sometimes during the fall run simply doesn't happen. So after I've done that and I get in bed, I start charging my phone and I'll set my alarm clock, which tracks my sleep cycle. I give myself a time limit. I'm either going to read for a half an hour or look at Instagram or Facebook for 15 minutes, and then I go to sleep. So my habits are very quick, but they're very streamlined so that I can have a effective morning. And a few of my favorite products is I love to burn this candle as I get in first thing, and it smells really good, but also it takes away some of my sweet tooth so I don't feel like I'm reaching for some snacks, which can happen when you come in after a long day. I don't think I'm probably the only one who wants some peanut butter or chocolate chips, and so I love to burn that. I also am always diffusing lavender in my bedroom, so as soon as I come in and take my medications, which are all in my bedroom, I put in some lavender. This just really helps me sleep well, and I love the smell of lavender, and so I make sure to be using that. This split-in mender is one of my favorite products. So before I go to bed, I just put a couple drops of this and put it in my hair and leave it overnight, and so I really love that. I also am on the scrunchie train. So I take my hair out and put it in a scrunchie so I can decide in the morning what to do with it. I cannot shower at night or I have an afro. So scrunchie it is. If I have a little bit of extra time, I love to do a charcoal mud mask. And it is really great to just help clear my face. One thing that I struggle with, and I'm sure some of you girls who work on a ranch or work outside can agree with, gets dusty, and sometimes my face can be disgusting. So I love this charcoal mud mask, and I also have charcoal powder for brushing your teeth and making them white, and so I do these together, and it's kind of a little scary. The other thing is I love really good skin cream. I brought this home from Australia, and I'll show you the inside because you over half is still there, and I went to Australia. I turned 21 in Australia, so 5 years ago, but this is the best, and so it's really important to me that I moisturize. I have super sensitive skin, and so I just love to take really good care of it. If I have some sore muscles, I love this Deep Relief from Young Living, so it's a roller blend. Oftentimes I feel some tension in my shoulders, or maybe I got kicked by a calf or something like that, and I'll be happy to put that on. I also really like this Burt's Bees Almond and Hand Cream. If you guys haven't tried this, it's really thick. So in the winter, sometimes I'll put it on and put socks over top, especially if my heels are cracking. It smells good, and it really takes care of that. I love this oil, and I use it on stretch marks. So I know we don't love to talk about stretch marks, but I have some stretch marks, and you just undo it. I just take a little bit of the oil and rub it on my stretch marks before I go to bed, and it helps cure them. And then this is my current read, Counting Coup, which I read this probably 10 times in high school, and I just love it, and I'm reading it again. Still a great story based in Montana. If you haven't read it and you like high school basketball, I highly, highly recommend it. And the last thing I do is I take an abnormal amount of vitamin D. I actually take 8,000 every single day, but I found that my vitamin D levels are low, but also that it just helps me feel more energy and ready for the next day. So that's my evening routine. I'd love to know what's on your evening routine and if you guys have any suggestions.